Hey guys, this is your favorite neighborhood gambler, Moss Money. Thanks for clicking on my video. If you're into gambling, if you're into winning money at gambling, hell, if you love talking Eagles, this is the channel and the videos for you. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tell a friend to tell a friend, and enjoy the shows. Steelers,
Big,
Ravens,
big game.
big game. Ravens are favorite minus 9.5. Total is 43.5. Breaking news about this game. Breaking news on the Steelers Ravens game just literally came out. You guys probably got it on your phones. No Zay Flowers for this game.
Yeah,
He's out for
expected.
this game, which would expect it, meaning that knee injury is a little bit more worse than originally feared, unfortunately. So let me give you the numbers. Tomlin, 21-16 versus Baltimore lifetime. They've won 8 out of the last 10. They split this year. He's 3-1 in the playoffs. Sounds like a lot of black and gold, black and yellow. So, with that being said, I'm going to a player prop. And with the news of Mr. Zay Flowers out, you would think I would go Rashad Bateman. I'm not. I think this number's too low. He's been a point of emphasis all year round, making people in the fantasy land wonder why in the hell did you draft Mark Andrews? Give me Isaiah Likely. Love that first name too. Isaiah Likely over 28 and a half yards. I think it's way too low for this type of game. Uh, the Ravens don't have any problem switching their offensive philosophy in terms of using both tight ends, going 21 personnel, and having two tight ends on the field. I don't think it's going to change much. Andrews has been hot lately. Andrews is his go to guy, and I would think even with Zay Flowers on the field, Andrews is the number one receiver. But in times, and a lot of times this year, it seemed like Isaiah Likely was that guy, and I think you see Isaiah Likely show up. I was looking at Rashad Bateman, but in both games against the Steelers, he did not do well. So I expect him to attack the middle of the field. I expect coverage to roll over to make sure they bracket Andrews and have somebody else beat them. And I think it's going to be likely. How about that? I think it'll be likely that it's
Mm,
likely.
mm. I see what you're doing. I see what you're
Yeah, I
doing.
mean, give me Isaiah Likely over 28 and a half yards. I think that number is way too low.
Cool. I'm gonna keep it simple. These obviously I got future plays in here
Yeah.
with Baltimore. I just think the Steelers have lost the mojo, as we would say. I think there's a disconnect with obviously another diva receiver that they have there in Pittsburgh. It seems like they get I don't know what's going on. They find the most diva style receiver that causes all the issues historically since Ward has left the building. We can go down the
Mm.
line of those receivers, and I think Pickens is one of them. And I find him being a distraction to this team. Not even just the injury, but just his attitude. And I think it's a conflict with him and Russell. And I think they haven't offensively able to get it together. You can't blame Najee Harris. He's been running the ball well. Same for their backups are getting in there, getting opportunity. Um, they just don't have it right now. They lost the mojo. The same old Steelers as we know right now with Mike Tomlin winning season, make the playoff, lose first round. So with all that being said, give me Baltimore first half. That line is a little too long for 9 points. Although I think they blow these dudes out. I
They
just don't
should
want to
blow
lay
them
the, I
out.
just don't want to lay the 9.5 points. So I'm gonna take them first half early to get on them early. Baltimore is really good early in ball games, so I'm gonna take them first half. We're also going to stick to the whale, what's been paying me for the last 4 weeks to 5 weeks, maybe even longer. Mark Andrews, anytime touchdown. He's been scoring the ball week in and week out. Obviously, that's the biggest red zone threat the Baltimore Ravens have. So I like anytime touchdown for
Yeah,
Mark
let me
Andrews.
bring that up.
Um, and then we can look to
Plus
Derrick
138.
Henry carries. Yep, that's what you've been getting. It's just crazy. The line is still plus money. It's been plus money. I think at one point it was at the lowest. It was like almost 2 to 1. Then it got to plus 188. Now we're looking at 132 or 138. So I love that getting plus money there. Then I'll look over carries for Derrick Henry. I like his over carries. Anything over 20, I think he reaches the 20 mark. Um,
I like that one too.
it might be less than that. It might be 18 and a half, 19 and a half. But I like his carries over. I think they're going to continue to lean on Derrick Henry heading throughout these playoffs,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we
especially
talk
without
about it
Zay
all.
Flowers.
We talk about it all the time with teams. The teams who make it are the tried and true of what you can do in the playoffs is run the ball and play defense.
Yep.
That's what gets you there. It's been a while since we've seen somebody like just pass their way to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So completely agree with you there. I'm trying to there we go. Russian. I thought what's his face is a kind of high for him to score Lamar. It was plus 188. I thought that was kind of high. I was like, yeah, almost 2-1 for Lamar to score. I think you see Lamar use his legs in this game too as well. 20 and a half.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take 20. Yeah.
Yeah, that's too low.
What's his yardage?
20 and a half. Yardage is what's Lamar? Is Lamar 10? 8.5? All right.
Or even what's his over 100 yards? Yeah, let's just look at the 100.
Minus 113.
Yeah, I would. That's the only thing. If this game gets a little out of the way, then we got to bank on him having a long run, right? So
which is always good for one.
He is. I mean,
and
look
nobody
at the
catches him
play.
once he gets ahead of steam.
3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, he played Pittsburgh, had 162, 24 carries. November 7th, he had 13 carries for only 65 yards. And that was the 2 times they played him. So that was at Pittsburgh. But over the past 2 weeks, he's had 20 rushes against Cleveland, 27 rushes against Houston, 24 rushes against. So it seems like they're heading into the Derrick Henry zone of getting him to carry. So yeah, I like over 20 and a half carries here. And if you want to sprinkle something on over 100 yards, I would also look at that at that minus number. That's not bad at all.
He's had 5 games against. He's had 5 games against the Steelers in his career. He's only been over 100 yards once. Only 2 times he's only rushed for 20 attempts. And one of those games was the past game you just said against Baltimore. The 3 games in Tennessee, 7 carries, 32 yards, 20 carries, 75 yards, and 17 carries, 75 yards. So 3 touchdowns. He'll probably more likely score. But that's why I was saying
that
kind of
line's gonna be so big for him to score. It's not even worth it. You can't pay that.
Yeah.